All right. Hey, cool kid.
What's going on?
I'm all right. I've been immersed in the world of Seth. When I say that, I mean I was watching a documentary on The Shield just now before you called.
Yeah, okay.
So there's that.
No, that's immersion.
Have you done any homework on this, on
Yeah,
Seth?
um, pretty much not far from what you did. A few nights ago, I just sat down and watched a few videos on YouTube. Um, just on some of the stuff that he's been involved in and is involved in now. So
Okay, so here's my thing. Again, clueless and casual fans. He is very popular.
hmm
He is super duper popular. So it's like, what is there to fix?
no, right.
Well, to make it so I like him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
whatever. Um, so here's the recap. So, before he was in S.H.I.E.L.D., he was, by the way, people don't write a book report on anything I say. This is like scribblings that I don't even have everybody's name. So, anyhow, Seth Elizabeth Rollins, he started off in some sort of developmental league before NXT, and he was basically said to WWE, so you're gonna hire me or not?
Wow.
Cause, and they did. And there was this guy in NXT when he eventually got there. His name is Taylor. His first or last name is Taylor. Anyhow, like I said, look it up. And he did not like him. He did not like
hmm
Seth at all. And Triple H he told Triple H, listen, take him or something, because I'm sick of him. And talk about failing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Triple H was like, listen, you mess up once, you're gone. Because apparently he would, how did he say it? He would have his moments and then regress, and then have his moments and regress again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so apparently he is technically good, is his thing. And I saw, some clips of him because I realized I haven't really seen many of his matches because he's
hmm
boring. Anyhow, so, so as of right now, when I think of him, I think, you're still here?
Right.
Or like, I don't know, Becky's busy and you need to get out of the house? I don't know.
Right.
So and then when it comes to the Shield, the way they were introduced, I love it. They come out of the
hmm
crowd, they go on stage and beat up this guy,
Yeah.
totally not for CM Punk. And so they beat up the big guy and the announcers. I love the announcers that are like, have a gun to their head and told what to say, even if
Of
it's
course.
corny. So they're like, hey, wait a minute, that's Seth Rollins. And that's Dean Ambrose. And I can't believe it, it's Roman Reigns. They're all from NXT. And it's like, okay, their exposition
That
dump,
was pretty good.
right? And then what I have for notes of the Shield, Seth was the princess, Ambrose was a weirdo, Roman Reigns was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
That's my recap.
Yeah, that's actually really good. No, that's that's what happened. Um yeah, yeah. Seth and his popularity were huge. I was definitely one of the affected members. I like, we had spoken last week. I was a huge Shield fan. Everything the Shield had going on, I was there. I was there for it. But then, kind of similar to what you said, I see videos and stuff of him now, and I'm like, oh, he's still wrestling. Good, good, like good for him. Like especially after his injury, I was like, oh yeah, there's
I don't know about that.
yeah, I can't remember exactly when this was. I was still in high school, so it had to have been like 2014, 2015. He had landed wrong doing
Oof,
something. Yeah, and
that'll do it.
it was really bad. And so I think after then, I had kind of assumed, you know, natural next steps. You
Yeah.
open a bakery, but no,
Get a Dunkin' Donuts
yeah, no,
franchise.
he got back into the ring, um, and had this insane hatred for Roman Reigns. Um, and I remember that, but after that, I truly thought he would stop, like have to be done. But I remember, I think it was yesterday, I saw a WWE thumbnail, and he was in it, and I'm like, what's going on? So, but yeah, obviously he's doing something well, well enough to keep uh,
Yeah.
his name on the on the headlines.
Yeah. So do people like him? Is And by the way, I do not count when they do his theme song because that whoa is very
Yeah, it's
catchy.
great. Yeah, I love
Okay,
that.
it's catchy, so we need to stop pretending. So, like, does he sell merch? Do we know, or is this in the bucket
Ooh,
of we're casual and clueless, and so we don't know?
I think people think he's cool, not necessarily they like him. Like that's some superheroes and supervillains I think are cool, don't like them. You know,
Fair.
um, and so because liking somebody is a lot deeper. So I
Yeah.
can't say that he has like okay, let's take Punk for example. He's a man that is liked, loved, you know,
Yes.
and it's very clear and obvious. John Cena
Yes.
liked, loved, even Undertaker, all the old big big names, you can tell. Even right now, Roman Reigns liked and loved, whereas um, Seth is he's cool. Like
You know who he is? He's Madonna in 2025.
right.
You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
I was like, oh, y'all don't know who that is? But do you listen to her? Nah, but it's Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, she,
perfect.
yeah, I mean, as opposed to Dolly Parton.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Mm,
loved, she's still around, she's doing her thing.
right.
Madonna's just, listen, she has the receipts. She was the GOAT. We would not have the ladies of today, the
Yeah.
sexy ladies of today, if she wasn't out there being irreverent and
Mm-hmm.
wild
Mm-hmm.
to pave the way, period.
Right.
And she just didn't go gentle into that good night.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she has to go away, but like Cher stuck around. Like I said, Dolly Parton,
Mm-hmm.
she's still active. Diana Ross, like you can still be a aging legend. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, I want to be Beyonce and
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Exactly.
saying that this is because of how long his career has been,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just, I don't know. He doesn't seem. I mean, there was one of those. Like comment, I started listening to some of those podcasts and they're hilarious. And someone was like, yeah, there's the whole Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth, three-way or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of
Mm-hmm.
them said, one of these things is not like the other.
Y-
I was like, okay, so this is a thing. So
Yeah.
this is a thing. Like people get that
Is
yeah.
yeah, especially recently. Like I said, it just didn't make sense. Like seriously, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, "Oh my god, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, WrestleMania." But now I'm like, okay, two of those, yeah. But then and
Yeah.
I didn't watch the full show, but the other night he came out to talk to Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and they had gotten to that little brawl, and I was like, his neon pink or yellow or
I
green or
know.
um, I don't think there's anything wrong with him wrestling. I think that he's like in this. I feel like this might be a writer's room type thing, like a contract type thing, where he's like, I will not be put into the background, and so after all these years, they're trying and struggling to maintain him as part of this main storyline, whereas everybody needs to step back every once in a while. You
Yeah.
know, a fall from grace or a um, you save the day, take a break,
Yeah.
and not be in the front. But after all these years, he's like, oh, I need to be one of the main characters, and so figure something
Yeah.
out. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got an amazing agent or manager or something.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like Roman Reigns, on the other hand, first of all, can we just, what's up with his eye color?
Yeah, no clue. I saw a picture of him yesterday and was confused because
I like him brown better.
yeah, that's not the Roman Reigns I know.
Yeah, I like the brown better.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, I feel like Roman Reigns was the ugly duckling. Like he was just kind of there. He was the other one. He
Yeah.
was like the middle child, right? Don't forget me. He was Kevin McAllister. Is that the Home Alone
Yeah,
kid?
yeah.
It's like, I'm sure he's fine. He's on the
Right,
plane, right?
right.
So that was him. He was just kind of there. And then a short 9 years later, he became, I do not know. I
Yeah.
was about to say, whose cousin is he? Like as a joke. Then I was like, oh,
Yep,
wait. Yeah,
yeah.
for real. Whose cousin, brother, son,
Right.
second
Which one
cousin, and
actually
nephew
is it?
is
Yep.
he?
Yep, because it's there.
You know,
Nepo industry.
exactly. And he ended up, like I said, it only took a decade for
Yeah.
everybody to be like,
Oh
yeah,
wait.
he's part of what's carrying this company.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Just as a look at us, we're doing an episode on Seth, and we're not even talking about Seth.
No, right, right. It's not good. It's not good.
Oh
The
no! But
boring.
anyhow, I know. So anyhow, back to Roman Reigns. Something that I was nervous about with Roman,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a tribe anymore. So how are they
True.
gonna pivot this?
Yeah.
A king with no kingdom type deal.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's doing great. I think he's riding high. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see what he does next because there's really no one to acknowledge him.
Right.
They've established he's the tribal chief and the others are opposers.
that's
But now,
interesting.
the Usos are going their own way.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. So who knows? His wise man is straying.
Wise man.
So, we'll see.
That is.
Oh,
That's a
yes.
good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Especially the acknowledgement part.
Yeah.
There's nobody. Yeah. Left to look up at for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so. Yeah. Wow. I guess there's only a few other steps they can take for the guy.
Yeah, I mean it's early. He's still riding high.
Oh, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like we have to worry about it now
Right.
as a fan. But I just, I was just realizing, yeah, that's what else they got.
Yeah. Right.
So we shall see. We shall
Yeah.
see. But like I said, nothing wrong now.
Yeah. They've done a decent enough job over these last few
Absolutely.
decades.
Yeah. And Ambrose, let's talk about him quickly.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose.
So what do you know about his career?
So his career, not too much, but what you were talking about where Roman was the, black sheep, odd man out. It was always Rollins that was the odd man out for me. And Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, in my eyes, were the ones who were going to go all the way. I fully expected Dean Ambrose to be, Rollins, Roman, and Punk was on the stage a few days ago. I fully expected Dean Ambrose to be the one instead of Rollins there. Fully. I don't know what it was, but like his insanity, but like kind of casual insanity was wonderful to me. But yeah, that just
liked it.
yeah, no, I really like
yeah.
the way he operates. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen an entire match, but just what I've seen of his promos and like the clips I've seen, he seemed like I like the kind of insane he was as opposed to, not to speak ill of the dead. It's not ill, but Wyatt was that his
Yes.
name? The gentleman
Yes.
who died?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. He seemed really interesting, but kind of in a gimmicky way. Okay, so Dean Ambrose, I'm putting in the Jacob Fatu category of like, hey, you want to get paid to be exactly who you are off screen? Heck
Yes.
yeah. So Dean Ambrose, it's like, oh, he's just a weirdo. He's just a
100%.
weirdo, up in jeans,
Yep.
fighting in
Yeah,
a,
no.
like wife beater.
That's exactly how I pictured him. Like if I were to meet him in real life, it's gonna be the same as how I see him on TV. He was very authentic,
Yeah.
but definitely watch some of his matches. I feel like that's where he shines. Like that's where his, personality really pops out, and he's just, like you said, being himself. Yeah.
And do you know about what he's doing now?
I don't. That's the thing. Yeah, I
He
fully
is-
expected.
Here's the deal. He's in AEW.
Oh, really?
Yes, his character name is something Moxley. John Moxley.
Interesting. Yeah.
something Moxley.
Okay.
And so he's a superstar there. And recently, okay, so let's put what I'm about to say in context. Roman Reigns is ahead of the table. He had a mediocre, over the last 2 years, he's been just catapulted.
Yeah.
And then you have Seth Rollins, who's still riding high on being Queen Bee. You've got CM Punk, who was there. Then he went away to AEW. Then he came back. And, and so now there's this three-way match where, frankly, everybody loves Punk. Don't get me wrong. But he's obviously a surrogate.
Okay.
What I think they would have wanted is if Ambrose stuck around. This would be the Shield
it would
three-way.
be insane.
Yeah. So I think, it's fine. It works. He's been gone so long that is no longer a thing. But I was thinking about, I was like, oh, that's what this is. Because this grudge goes back to then.
Wow.
And CM Punk, anyhow. So I think it's going to be brilliant, except, what's his face in it. But, John Cena did the heel turn. All of this stuff happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Last week, Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, did a stunt where he was hit in the back with a bat with nails in it.
Ooh. Good
and
Lord.
It stuck.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Jon
Moxley.
Some cheerleaders go on to be astronauts.
Yeah.
Some cheerleaders go on to be models. Some cheerleaders have a double wide and 5 toe heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
And life just went in a different direction.
Yeah.
So I think that he is a superstar where he is. So I'm not one of those people that's like, well, it's not WWE. It still is a big deal.
Yeah.
I can resonate that, but it isn't the WWE. But still, he's a big fish in a small pond, and I get that. I 100% get that, and I would love to be a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, right.
But he is either him or Tony Khan or whoever. It's like they're desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. To keep going
desperate.
To those links, especially,
Exactly. Like, me too. What about me?
Right.
Anyhow, but I haven't seen his work there. I've never seen anything AEW except for the clips and heard people making fun of them. Just again, we're not talking about Seth.
Yeah, wow. 18 minutes into like 23
That's so
minutes.
funny. Oh, we're the worst.
Yeah.
But
He'll
yeah,
be okay.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine. He's a gazillionaire. Who cares?
No, yeah, he has so much attention already.
Exactly, and a famous wife. Get out of town.
Yeah, come on now.
And so the thing about AEW that I keep hearing from all these podcasts, they're like, it's funny. I was looking, I would find a wrestling show that I watch that I like, and so I go back through the old clips, and the titles are like AEW's gonna fail, AEW is bound for disaster, and it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
At what point is it gonna be it's only been 15 years, y'all?
Right.
It's any second now. It's gonna be
gone.
over.
Right.
So it's I don't know.
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the episode on Seth.
Yeah, no, pretty much. He already has so much attention that we don't need to give him so much, anymore.
He's fine.
Like I said, I feel like the only thing that he can really do is just take a real step back, and not saying that he has to focus on his mental health or anything, but just let people forget about you for a little bit.
Yeah. Regardless, I know we're he's a millionaire and he's famous to other people and just not for us. But no, I think that he peaked. I think he's slowly, he's still high, but he's still on the top of the mountain, but not at the peak.
Yeah.
So I do think it's worth, if I was him, I'd be a little nervous. I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at the WrestleMania.
Even I don't have an answer for this one. I mean, we
Yeah, no
obviously
clue.
fixed the Bailey thing. We
Hmm.
obviously fixed the Jade thing.
Easy, easy.
Sorry, writers. You're going to have to give me one more time.
No, yeah, Rollins is a tough cookie.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to say in closing?
No, like I said, we'll just gotta wait until the WrestleMania comes around, and
Oh, boy.
yeah.
We shall see.
Hmm.
All right. Peace out.
All right.